Are you sure?
I'm not really, no.
No, I'm not ready.
Give me the 3, 2, 1.
I'm not
3, 2,
ready.
1.
Oh, hey.
Bob Nelson.
Tracy White.
I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast.
Oh, I'm supposed to do that.
That's pretty utilitarian.
It's
what we just did.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
Man, I hope I pushed the button. Yeah, I did. We're back.
Yeah, we gotta start over. Anything like that?
Mic's on, everything's
Mic's
good.
on, recording, it's going,
Formatted the disc.
Fantastic.
formatted.
You get like 5 minutes in and have to.
We have the batteries popped out, so it's not going to freak out on us.
Yeah.
Like it did yesterday.
Is that what happened on yesterday?
Yeah, it would charge itself and then drain. Charge itself and drain.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So
So we got bits and pieces of the recording.
Oh.
Well, hey, we're already jumping into it. We're right in the thick of it, right in the middle of this conversation. Just dropped you out into the deep water. You try to figure out what's going on. It's like Buckaroo Banzai, across the fifth dimension. Just drops you in, doesn't explain anything.
my name is John Big Boot Taylor.
This is all lost on me.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
It's
You're
lost
gonna
on most
have to
people.
watch it. Just once to go.
Oh, that's what
Yeah,
he's
I
talking
watched
about. That's what he's talking about. Well, anyway, that was a weird tangent. So anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to go around the table and see how everybody's doing. How you doing, Jake?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Down to Bob. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Moving things along. Moving things along.
I'm not John Big Boot Taylor.
I had a very nice weekend. It was Colette and my 5th wedding anniversary on Friday.
Oh, that is
5 years.
You told us about it, but I still forgot.
Yeah, so we all, Harper came with us. We all went out to dinner to Ted's Montana Grill.
Yeah,
Not a sponsor.
But if you'd like to be.
It's
Because we really like the free food. I would be honest. This is great.
not a sponsor.
Yeah, but so that was really nice. Had a very nice meal together. Saturday was fairly chill. We really didn't do much. Didn't have to go into work, which is really nice. So yeah, we're gonna go to every other weekend for probably just the month of May. Things are looking up, and I think by June a lot of our staffing issues will be fixed. So, but yeah. So today was okay. Just normal day at work, nothing crazy. And yesterday went out and watered the garden plot. So we just.
Since there's water there.
Yeah, now there's water, thank goodness. And so there's water and there's a lot of water pressure. I took out so the first time I went out, all their watering wands that they provide are kind of busted and stuff. I didn't like it, so I was like, I'll just bring mine. And the condition of theirs are all not good at all, so I figured mine will be just fine. Like it's, hook it up, turn the water on, and the handle just pretty much blows up. Water's spraying out of every crack. I soaked myself. It was terrible. And it was cold and windy. Yeah, and there's a few other people at so now they're all watching me spray water in the air. Yeah, I'm doing it all right. And they heard me too because I shouted when it blew up. So now I have to buy a new water one. But no, really what it is, and if any of you are listening that will garden this summer, you can't turn it on to full pressure. So you get the handle about halfway, 2/3 up, just not like.
That explains the expense of the water.
Yeah. I wasted
gallons
a
and
little bit.
gallons.
Wasted $1 or $2 of our 90.
No!
No, it's not that bad. But everything's looking good, minus the so the cabbage looks good, cauliflower looks good, water the carrots and those haven't sprouted yet, but it's cold, so it takes a while. We're gonna have to replace the cauliflower.
Yep.
Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
What happened to it?
I think honestly it got scorched. I don't think it was hardened off properly because the other plants are just fine and they've all received pretty much the same amount of water.
Yeah.
But the cauliflower, after a few full days in direct sunlight, its leaves really started to shrivel, and so let's try again on that spot. But yeah, and that's just a few square feet. We'll fill it with something else.
Yep.
And we got a lot of planting coming up in 2 weekends. And we'll just do some watering. Yeah, but other than that, so that's an exciting endeavor. But other than that, I'm doing really good. So
Yeah, all right. And again, I keep losing track when you have a beard, when you don't have a beard.
I did a full clean shave for the anniversary dinner. So now I won't shave again for
A year.
3 weeks. Yeah.
All right, man.
Dude, I could picture you with the The lawn just.
Oh, it didn't like fully, like it wasn't like shrapnel flying around, but it definitely like the handle like blew apart.
Dude, that's
That's scary. And Harper was standing right there. Daddy, are you okay? I'm like, "Yeah." What happened? Like, no.
This has been the adventure garden.
It really has, yeah. So it's a steep learning curve. It's just because I'm used to my garden, but then you go somewhere you're not familiar with, you don't know how the water works, and bang, you're
right.
You don't know how the water works, and
Sometimes
then you
it's
get waterworks.
That'd have been hot water.
I can tell you, all of it, the whole thing happening. I mean, thank you we really appreciate you getting that.
Yeah, without a doubt,
the-
man,
for sure.
The
It's so great.
conception to the.
Especially with
To get it done, so.
the water wand busting, because now we know.
Yeah,
That's right.
So
So
having a one-
glad it happened to me.
I'm happy to make mistakes for everybody, please. As long as everyone learns from it, we'll be good. Yeah. Well, and it's funny because then it's like you look at their water wands, you go, "Oh, now I know how they got in this condition." Because I'm not the first one to do this. I know.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So did any of the other people out there comment to you about that?
No, they didn't. They were all busy turning their soil and stuff, but
No chuckling, no.
I didn't. I was too focused on fixing my situation to like look around and be embarrassed, you know. And then I noticed my pants were soaked, and I just got
goodness.
frustrated. All right, I'm just gonna water and get out of
That's
here.
funny.
But everybody I've met there's been super super nice so far. So I think I think it'll be a nice community to be a part of.
Awesome. Well, man, that's all fun right out of the chute here today. Thanks for that, Jake.
For sure.
All right. Bob Nelson, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm pretty okay. It's it was an okay day at work. My boss is out on her belated honeymoon so this week, so I'm not going into the office at all. I'll just like stay home. I'm
Nice.
happy about that.
Good.
Yeah, not even when she's there. If we have an excuse, she's like, okay, whatever. But yeah. So yeah, and just waiting to hear on the new positions and where that's going, and just trucking along. So, but yeah, it was kind of just a casual weekend. Nothing big except church.
Casual.
Yeah, what a concept.
Looking forward to one of those.
Shopping for the in-laws, that's always fun, but you know, that's another story in a non-podcast situation.
All right, man. We're glad you're here,
Mhm.
and you're doing a bunch of good stuff all over the weekend. So behind the scenes, even though it's a casual weekend.
Casual, yeah.
Tracy White, how are you, sir?
Casual Monday.
Casual Monday.
I dress casually every
I
day.
didn't wear my tie tonight.
So,
So,
work from home is kind to that sort of thing. Good Monday, typical Monday. Very busy weekend. You probably saw the front yard.
I don't know because I didn't drop.
did you come in the back?
I came in the back and I didn't drop
Oh.
Harper off this morning, and yeah, I haven't been to the front in a few days.
Yeah, so rented a sod cutter on
Yes.
Sunday and
Yeah.
cut all of the whole front yard. We haven't rolled it all up yet. I put it on Craigslist. Free sod, come and get it. You know, I got like 8 emails going, you know, how much is there? Do you have it? Where is it? You know, I'll come and get it. And I emailed everybody back, come and get it. And
Nobody came
it's
and
still
got it?
there. No, not yet. It's probably just people looking for, I don't know, some
Different
sort of
kind of
scam
sod.
of some sort. I don't know.
Trying to flip some sod.
Go ahead.
it's a big racket out there.
That's what he's watch out for that sod market. It's crazy right now.
Black markets.
Because of that means as soon as we get rid of that sod, hey man, you want some sod? Oh goodness. Yeah, but because of that, you know, next comes the rock because we're taking the sod out and doing a bunch of xeriscaping. We'll put some back in, but a very, very small footprint by comparison. So
Very cool.
that. And then Brittany, that's M's roommate. They're rooming out down in our basement right now while getting back on their feet. But made some cheesy potato soup for the family
That
today.
sounds so good.
It was really good stuff.
Good day for it too.
Yeah, it was a
with
perfect
some
day.
crackers and just it was just perfect. Yeah,
Woo.
it was really great. Yeah, great follow-up to the wonderful storm we had last night.
Loud,
Very rumbly, yes, yeah.
There was some serious thunder last night.
Awesome.
Rattled our whole house.
I didn't expect it last night. I thought it was in the forecast for like tomorrow. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
We're getting more coming, it looks like.
Yeah.
So
That is the one thing. I think I saw the last snow of the season this morning. I was walking Sasha and
Yeah.
I saw some snow.
I'm spitting, and I'm like, okay, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, Kathy
Yeah,
texted me,
May
"It's
snowfall,
snowing
right,
now."
yeah.
I didn't even look out the window. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing good, but to follow up with that thought there, I heard that April was our driest month,
Yes.
like
that's
on
right.
record.
And lowest humidity, yeah.
for April's.
For April, yeah.
Oh,
For
okay.
April. Yeah, just
Like compared to like July.
no, just April. So we need the moisture right now.
Yeah.
The ground needs some of that. Our garden needs it. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we freeze everything out on everything out. No, I'm fine. I'm tired all day. That's a typical Monday line. I know. Nothing too original there. But yeah, I just felt like I was sleepwalking through school today. Lewis he took a day. He just took a personal day. Because he started looking, he's like, wait a minute, I've got like 3 personal days and they don't roll over. It's like, I'm going to take this Monday. When do you want to take yours? You want to take mine? It's like trying to coordinate. But anyway, so we were down a person. We had a sub in there. He's a pretty cool guy. But the day, I brought my full thermos as usual. Right, that's kind of a running joke. I always got some coffee throughout the day. I'm putting about that much in it, right? Because it'll get cold otherwise, and I'm running out here. I just knew. I knew in the first hour, it's like I'm going to drink this whole thing, and it's not going to make any difference with me today. And that truly is kind of what happened. But there were a couple of moments. The only thing that was kind of a funny kid moment today. There are always kid moments. I never tell all of them. Somebody's phone going off.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, let's talk to them. I did that once with my brother. You guys remember that?
I probably should check. I don't think I need to. No.
Well, if you need to check it out, feel free.
No, it's okay.
Anyway, so there's one little kid, and he's the spider monkey. That's what I refer to him as. Anyway, he's always and he will stop sometimes. I know he's about to do something because he'll look at me.
So you're watching, right?
Yeah, and he'll just make his move, and he's so fast. So today I was just kind of like, all right, because I'm sleepwalking anyway. I'm like Swamp Thing or something, where I'm just like I'm immovable, right? So I was like, nope, boom, I got him, and I was gonna walk him, sat him down, put my arm next to him here, and I was like, and he's the one that will also squeal really loud.
Oh, yeah.
No, quiet mouth, quiet mouth, quiet mouth. He'll do that, right? So I'm right next to him here. I'm pretty much feel like solid in control. I mean, I am bigger than you. I am stronger than you.
I have an idea where the story's
There's
going.
nothing about to happen until he's sitting right there with his hands. He went, "Talking about," like that, just right. Two little fingers. I mean, hit me right there. It's like I'm in a Three Stooges episode. I may have a mark even. I don't know. I hadn't looked too close. But yeah, it was one of those things where you want to go throw someone across a room. Why you? Speaking of my last day at the school, that's no. We don't. I was amazed at the restraint, but anyway. So yeah, that was a snapshot anyway. Wow. He's only this tall, man. I mean, like nothing. Oh.
I got some safety
Love
glasses
that
at the
kid.
shop I can bring.
Yeah, right.
Let's start wearing goggles all day.
There you go.
Hazmat suit. So anyway, but yeah, that's my day. So doing okie dokie. Let's talk about the weekend. Let's talk about Sunday.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to yak about? Or whatever you guys want to talk about. We can talk about the garden there for a little bit. We can talk about what's coming up. We can talk about... let's talk about the weekend.
Some of the weekend? Most of the weekend was just manual labor. And then there was church.
Yeah. We talk about
Which was
church.
not manual labor. That was great.
Yeah.
We tried on a new song.
We did.
I liked
Which is
it very
great.
much. I think it went
Liked the
well.
acoustic version very
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
You know, this is that song, It's Gonna Be Okay.
Mhm.
That's the one you're talking about.
Yep.
Is one that we are preparing full band.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought, I just want to throw this one in. Let's just see how I saw it. Yeah, I can play that. That works. Then when we do it together as a band, everybody's going to already know it. So that'll be good.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Familiarizes everyone with it for sure.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun. That song, was a nice addition. Now the whole day was pretty fun too. I'm thinking about, our greeting time, the question. Right?
Oh goodness.
The crowd participation.
That was
all the way around.
Different.
It just kept going, right?
Yeah.
Different people, different cards.
Oh man.
You're gonna run out of that new deck like really quick.
Yeah.
More of those.
Maybe subconsciously I'm trying to, so I can make our own personalized deck.
Everybody write their own
And get into that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which are we
That
gonna
would be
do?
a good. That's a good idea. Actually, have a Sunday where it's like, hey, I want everybody to
Submit
pass
your
out
questions
cards
before
and
we
say
start.
everybody-
That's
yeah.
not a bad idea. Well, you're talking about like right then. Let's take them all up and find one.
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
make a deck from
Yeah, make a deck
everybody,
and then you just
know.
pick them as like,
Yeah,
Well, I am
get
gonna
20
do
or
that.
30 together and then you have enough for like 6 months.
there
with
you
them.
go.
Yeah, I am going to do that. So there are plenty of places you can create personalized decks of cards.
Nice.
So yeah, we're going to do that for sure.
Cool.
So, and I'll put on the back. It'll actually be like, instead of like Basecamp Card Company, not a sponsor of the podcast,
But if you want to send a new deck of cards,
but if you'd like to be.
make them better.
That's Bob at compassdenver.com.
We really worn out that line.
Johnny, it's been, what is this,
We need
98?
to go. We need
98?
to go with a shorter version of it. Like there's another podcast I listen to. They do Taco the Bell. And
Taco
just
the
go
Bell.
ding whenever somebody says something.
Oh yeah, I'm just funny where it's like anytime they say anything like it's like a cha-ching.
No, because I'm thinking we're 98 episodes in and still doing it. So
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's
we'll
not-
keep it going. Well, anywho,
Somebody's
true
going to
story.
email me sooner or later.
maybe before
these
episode
days.
number 100, we should go through and find out every one of those. Bob, you know what? Would you go listen to all 90 something?
Sure.
And write down.
Just make a super cut.
Yeah, just every single running joke.
Every time we say not
We'll
a
start
sponsor,
it
not a
with that.
sponsor, not a sponsor, not a sponsor, not a sponsor.
Anyway, we'll have our own cards, is what I'm saying. We'll
Yeah.
say, Compass Church Base Camp cards
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So, anyhow. But yeah, that was fun. And it was fun to have
Sorry.
Meadow come right up there and give him the holy high five. Anyway, I like that one. I thought there was a really good vibe in the room at that point.
Yeah,
So-
especially because people were there.
Yeah, because
I thought it was going to be a very
Yeah, it was
Right
all
when we started,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
There's one person over here. There were two people over here.
Yeah.
Let's start. Oh well, but yeah, I'm glad they came in too.
Yep. Yeah. No, it was it was good. Good showing. Good. It was fun. I was out grading, so being kind of bored because nobody was showing up. Able to still interact, and it sounded good online. That was before it started. Oh, we'll never know how it did before the battery started. But yeah, it was.
I've seen it. I watched it. It's fun.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, and the songs were really good. I just like how we do music.
Yeah.
Somebody would. My dad was asking me. That was what I forgot. I'm like, I know Saturday was really busy. What was it? Took my dad to for his 80th birthday. He turned 80 a couple of weeks ago. To the Wings Over the Rockies Museum, and then had kind of a brunch before that, and had just a really good time. And he was asking about, okay, so what kind of music do you guys do? And it's like, well. We do
Which day?
really modern
Right.
stuff, and then we rock to the 90s, the 1690s.
Yeah.
So, but how we do music is it's a lot of fun. It's also very rich though.
Yeah.
With everything that we do, whether
Cool.
it's just the guitar and the cajon, the guitar and the bass over there, or the full thing, or you guys leading, it's good stuff. So
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, like sweet. Another edition of More, Stronger, Closer
Yep.
yesterday.
Oh yeah. Another edition. New and improved.
Kind of stayed on the more part there,
Yeah.
which was kind of the carryover from the previous one.
Yeah. Expanded on that whole idea a little bit. And we'll get to Stronger. I just wanted to go from the idea of, following Jesus, and then there's that, it's sort of a link phrase that takes us into the next phrase. And that linking phrase is following Jesus and leading everyone to a passionate life in Christ, which we do by developing more. So more and leading everyone kind of go together right there. So, There are a couple of things that we emphasized about that. I was catching what I liked about the message yesterday was not me speaking it so much, was how it the room was with me throughout. You know what I mean? It's one thing to sort of laugh at something funny. It's another thing that we're all kind of flowing through those passages and the ideas and laughing at the right places or responding at the right places.
Saying selfish in the wrong place.
Selfish. It's funny, whenever I do something like that, I'm always thinking, I need to slow down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about time and I'm talking too
We've
fast.
all done that. For sure.
Yeah, if you have the heart of God, you will be selfish. Wait, no, wrong way. More.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What else about any of that? It's kind of hard to remember. Here's a funny thing. I mean, most people, I've said this before, but in most churches, and even I will do this, and I'm the one that prepared it, most people forget most of what was in the message of the sermon on a given Sunday by the time they're in their car on the way home. And unless you kind of talk it through, unless you're having a conversation with it,
Right.
I mean, with somebody about it, it goes fast.
It does. I mean, we do have our event that's on the YouVersion Bible app.
Yeah.
And and while it doesn't contain your lesson notes, it does contain all of the verses that you reference that speak to what you're saying, and so that's a good way to go back to and kind of refresh your memory on what the message was about.
Yeah, and I'm always amazed that, and I do like us talking about it the next day, because sometimes I'll think of something that I didn't get to say, or I said something I didn't think was clear, and I can at least to you guys clarify.
Did you think of anything, or
50 million other followers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't really. And I think we hit it pretty straight there. I mean, there's so much about that, and I always, like I said, I know that you guys for sure have heard some of this stuff before. And last week there were some illustrations you'd have, of course, heard before. Yeah. But it is interesting to me how fresh it is every time I'm getting into those ideas, because I honestly think it's because it's not just something we came up with. It's just such a biblical idea that is rich, speaking of using that word rich, that it always has freshness and life to it, because it's a core thing. I think every church, we say it that way, right? More, stronger, closer followers of Jesus.
Right.
But, that's just the way we kind of have encapsulated, a biblical idea. Every church should be that.
Sure.
That's my take. It's not like we've discovered a secret, right, from the Bible. And now it's a new secret.
Many churches won't do that, though. Like they won't, you've said, vision leaks and different stuff like that in the past too. But I think all the churches I've been to throughout my life, this is probably the first one where the pastors actually say, I'm like, hey, this is really what we're about and how we're going to, pursue our faith and what we want to do, and just have and you're having a vision for, how you want to teach and how you want your congregation to be. And I think that's important, because otherwise you just end up with people that are just showing up on Sundays and leaving. They don't have any. They're there just to be there, and then to leave it. That's it. They're not taking anything away with it.
Right. Yeah, that is so
I've been
true.
in a church where there's a banner, up with the MVPs or whatever, the vision.
Yeah.
But it's always up there on the banner, right? Kind of like the
Picture on the wall.
Right. you never stop and take another look and think about it, it leaks.
There was a period of time, probably in the 90s. It's whenever 7 Habits of Highly Effective People came out. Stephen Covey wrote that book. And so it just kind of took some of the business world by storm about mission statements. Right? So every business, everywhere felt, I mean, it didn't matter if you were a lawn mowing service or whatever you were, you crafted this, you had to really think it through. You go on a retreat maybe and you plan through and you come up with
do it every year.
This thing, right? Well, hang on. The mission statement is important.
Sure.
But what would happen is that organizations and businesses would spend so much time on this beautifully crafted mission statement, worded just the way it needed to be worded, and they did just that. They plastered it everywhere, and which is fine, but that's where it stayed. And nobody really internalized, oh, this is why we do, well, this is what we're going to be about. And so, yeah, it was sort of a trend, a fad, and some of them are really good. Now with churches, so churches also thought this is wisdom. There's some wisdom in, imagine that we're actually not, we're actually putting a target, and we're going towards the, rather than doing stuff and writing circles around it to make it look like that was the target, like an old Charlie Brown cartoon. But you would shoot the arrow, and you would go and draw the target. Which is kind of how we do. Right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. But anyway, so I've lived through all of that, right? And I've done that. I've been a part of crafting those. And the process is really, really good. But unless everybody's getting on board with it, it's just some kind of motto nobody thinks about. It's this beautifully crafted thing that you put on the wall. But nobody's really changing anything. It's all still the same stuff. You just now have a pretty way to talk about what you think you're supposed to be doing about it. So this is, when we say, this is what we're about, I rarely call it our mission statement.
Yeah.
And that's why. Even though it kind of is. It's sort of our vision.
Well, vision is different. So
Vision is different,
we call
right?
them MVPs, right? Mission, vision, and priority. That's the military thing, right?
Because it's got to be an acronym.
Well, I don't know, MVP, but it's not really an acronym.
MVP, mission, vision, priority.
Yeah, it's not an acrostic. It's not an acrostic. It's what you just said. Acronym.
It's an acronym.
We're in the weeds again for that.
So yeah, maybe
Anyway.
vision would be a.
Well, there's been debate.
Both,
It's like, is a mission statement your vision? Is your vision mission statement? Well, no, and you can divide that up and you can fine tune it all. So I don't really say either of those so much. You can qualify it in a variety of ways. You can say this is our big mission. Every church should have this mission. Here's our vision, meaning this is how we're giving legs to that mission as we go tactically through the year, right? Which is a good way.
Yeah,
that's fine. It just depends on how you define your terms. So.
And how much you focus on that. That's kind of the big thing, like you said, because we spend all this time, brainstorming the exact words and will everybody pick up on this and remember it and all that, and then we post it up in places and then yay, we're good till next year.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I just do not. This is it's like a moving target, right? But if what we are doing on Sunday makes zero difference on Monday, we're not doing something quite right. We can make ourselves feel better, or we can learn things. We can change things in our head. But I mean, it's just very, very important, I think, that we're all internalizing this stuff. And if you reach a point where it's like, I'm not sure about that, then that's an immediate place where we can get back on track together or talk through, maybe we shouldn't be doing this or that or whatever.
Well, yeah, it kind of helps make sure that you don't have mission drift, where you're falling off course because you aren't paying attention to the compass.
Hey! There you go.
Pretty
nice, Bob.
But,
your store.
Because there's a lot of... It's that one anniversary thing there.
Another thing.
But
That's when your phone should have went off.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of great things that you can do, but there are a lot of great things that you can do that are like kind of what you're saying. It's talking about nothing. They don't do anything to get you from Sunday to Monday through the rest of the week.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so it helps like you and me and plan things and then hopefully vocalize those things well to everybody else.
Yeah.
Like the garden fits in really well with all three of them, or stronger and closer.
Yeah, it does.
Because we can possibly reach more people that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will be stronger, hopefully as just Christians as we work together in fellowship, which is the closer part. So.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about stronger and closer later. But yeah, in so many ways, it gives us, if nothing else, it's definitely in the closer to each other. So anything that we do, even the podcast, ladies getting together, anything that, there are a lot of great ideas. And so the first filter it has to go through is, well, does this flow into us leading everyone to a passionate life in Christ by developing more stronger, closer followers of Jesus? Now, you don't want to back engineer it too much, right? Because then you start forcing, well, it kind of could. It's like I went to dinner with some people and I mentioned something about our church. Does that count? Can you guys pay for our dinner for that night? Can I write that on?
Wait, that's a thing?
Can you do that? No, you can't. So anyway. Yeah.
Well, I'm out.
Anyway, I'm out. Good night, everybody. Yeah. So anyhow, what else about yesterday or the message or anything that stood out to you?
So one thing that it kind of sticks to the message, but for me it's one of those unifying parts of the Bible. Whenever you read 1 John 4:7 and it says God's love was revealed to us among us in this way, and it ties back to John 3:16.
Yeah.
So you have it's one of those things that's that literary continuity but that amazing. Oh yeah, John probably wrote that one too. So
Oh yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, tying the Bible together in places that you don't quite expect it, and seeing that. But you get that right at the beginning of 1 John when he's saying, he basically echoes in a way the beginning of John 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was made flesh. So yeah, good stuff. I don't know. I like that.
Well,
and then you go into selfishness. I think that's where that one was.
It's backwards. That was an odd moment. But while we're there, you mentioned John 3:16. We totally, completely forgot it last week.
We did.
2 weeks.
That's right.
I had to go back and add it in.
Yeah.
But we were missing
Morey, we need you back. Our anchor.
Well, anywho, so let's hit that now. John 3:16 is very much encapsulating this whole idea of the Word anyway. So who gets to do it tonight?
Flip coin. Well, you haven't done it in a while.
Tracey White.
Voluntold.
John 3:16. For God so loved the world, or God loved the world in this way, that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him will not perish but have everlasting life.
Yep.
In
There
Him
it is.
is more. Read it again. Understand it. I mean, really, whenever you think about that, it's like, because we hear it all the time. But I mean, that kind of wraps up the big picture in that, and it's amazing that being so broken and flawed, that God loved us in that way.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That He came here, took on humanity, died for us.
And then, as we're brought into His family, that's where we begin to bear the family resemblance.
Yes.
Right? And we love because He first loved us.
That's right.
And so, I think it's been a few minutes at least talking about how sometimes it is hard to love people. Right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
the same way I'm unlovable.
Well, no, because I mean that's part of that. In 1 John, it talks about the reason we know love is because we know God, and those who don't know God don't really know love. And I know our world goes, well, I know how to love. Well,
do you though?
I mean, kind of. Maybe you can grasp the surface of the concept, but the thing is, whenever that person that you're loving does something that you don't love, then you're, you stop loving and you kind of hate him.
It's more
Start
conditional.
hating and stuff like that. Yeah, there's conditions to it. And if you know God, who is love, and showed us the ultimate love, and so you know love, and you know how to love people, even when they do you wrong, you still love them. Even whenever they're making decisions that you certainly don't agree with, you still love them. No matter what. So.
Even when you don't like them, you love them.
Even That's right, Jake.
Dang it.
And it goes back to who's your neighbor, right?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Everybody.
It's everybody, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple of passages near the end, and you've got it pulled up here.
I do.
It's not all the way to the end because I didn't do everything.
You didn't go
I had
through all of
sort
it.
Planned. That's okay, but
Got through quite a bit though.
so I got through quite a bit.
Yeah.
Church goals, religious snobbery, personal goal. And let's see, what was the passage? Let's see, what do you got there?
Well, I got, pick a book of the New Testament here. I mean, there's Ephesians, Romans, Matthew, you got John.
Well, after
Acts.
after we go through all the Great Commission passages,
Right? Going from the
there
world,
was
John, and then we get into you receive power when the Holy Spirit has come on you.
keep going.
For God so loved the world in
Keep
this
going.
way, but God, who is rich in mercy because of His great love that He had for us, made us alive in Christ, even though we were dead in trespasses.
Love that. Keep going.
But God proves His own love for us, and while we were sinners,
That's
Christ died for
I
us.
love that one. Keep going.
Saw the crowds, felt compassion.
Keep going.
Okay.
Although that, we can
that's
park there
for
for a minute.
Tax
too.
collectors.
Aha!
That's right. Tax collector.
And sinners.
What do we have?
It's tax collectors and sinners.
Tax collectors and sinners. I always
Like the tax
love
collectors
Verse
are
one,
worse,
I know.
right? Yeah.
So you got verse 1 and verse 2.
Yes.
And what passage is that?
That's Luke
John-
15.
Okay.
1 through 7.
And Luke 1 says,
All the tax collectors and sinners were approaching to listen to him.
okay, that's where I stopped and said
Yeah.
that verse 1 right there is a beautiful description of a church goal. It's
Yeah.
not our only church goal, but it is a beautiful one because here's Jesus and all the tax collectors and sinners, all these terrible people, were actually coming to listen.
Yeah.
Right? So, what a beautiful goal for us as a church, right? That we have
Yeah.
a church that has such a vibe and such a heart that people who don't know God, people who are far from God, they want to hear it because they're intrigued, they're drawn, there's a thirst that's been there, and they're actually coming to hear. Even if they haven't crossed the line of faith yet, they're still there. They're still,
Right.
So that's why I said church goal. And then verse 2 is divided in two parts. The first half is religious snobbery, verse second half is a great personal goal.
Right. And the first half is, and the Pharisees and scribes were complaining.
Never done that before.
This man welcomes sinners and eats with them.
Yeah, so they didn't like that idea, right? So that thing I just said was a beautiful church goal. A typical Pharisee would be kind of bugged by that. Now, and the truth is, that was true for the Pharisees, and God bless them, they had reasons why they were like that.
Yeah.
But I've seen that in Christian churches.
Absolutely. Yes.
They would be bugged that those people are coming around and kind of messing things up and
Right.
making ministry messy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's supposed to be, kind of?
Well, that's my point, right?
Because, I know it's not this passage, but there's, well people, but, people who are feeling well don't go to the doctor. you know?
I think
Right.
if you scroll down, probably it's something I didn't get.
Oh, well, it's Matthew 9:12. When he heard this, he said, it's not those who are well who need the doctor, but those who are sick.
Scroll down again.
And then Mark 2:17, and Jesus heard them, told them, it is not those, it's the same thing. It's not those who are well who need a doctor, but those who are sick. I didn't come to call the righteous, but sinners.
Yeah, go scroll down.
And why? Luke says the same thing.
Yeah, so Matthew, Mark, and Luke at least both also have that quote.
Yeah, they do.
And this is how we do it when we get to Ephesians 5.
Yeah.
Therefore, this is verses 1 and 2. Therefore, be imitators of God as dearly loved children and walk in love.
Yes.
As Christ also loved us and gave himself for us, a sacrificial and fragrant offering to God.
Yeah.
that's how we do all those other things and love people we may not like. And
Absolutely.
get over our pharisaical snobbiness.
Oh yeah, and that was the second half of that verse, right? So they were complaining, and what they were complaining about is what should be kind of our goal.
Helping the lost.
Eating, and I'm hanging out and eating with sinners. They're coming and hanging out with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a good goal for me as a personal goal of follower of Jesus. That if no matter if I'm the pastor or whatever, you're seeing the time.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't matter who I am, that I need to be doing that. If I can't name a couple of people I know who are not followers of Jesus, who are friends of mine, who I have influence in their life and I'm talking to them and leading them gently along, then I'm probably not following Jesus very well.
Yeah.
So anyway. And by the way, as
We're
I was
under
saying,
2 minutes.
that's okay. As I was saying, scroll down. It sounds like I was like, see, I'm trying to tell you. The truth is, all of that completely eats my lunch.
Oh, sure.
So I share it with you guys, not like I've come down from the mountain. I have 2 tablets and what's
Yeah,
facing
I've got the 15 commandments.
This is more No, I come in kind of bloodied and bruised because I'm like, oh, I can believe these people. I really had to wrestle with this, and now I'm sharing it with you too.
It's going to be hard to hear.
First, I failed. Now let me tell you. Anyway, all right, so we're out of time.
We are.
Were you going to say something else, Bob?
No,
I think.
Got about a minute.
There's always more to say, but
Yeah.
we don't have. Yeah, it would take more than a minute. So
We can put another card in.
Yeah, don't put it on card. Okay, well, anywho, so a lot of stuff to talk about there. A lot more that we'll be talking about in weeks ahead. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else before we hit our final words tonight? Kind of cut it off while they're still hungry. While they're still hungry. Yeah. No.
at least we got John 3:16 in.
We did get John 3:16 there. All right. Okay. Every week we meet somewhere in the world, but always online, and you can find us on Facebook at Compass Church Colorado. You can discover more at compassdenver.com, and we'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday. All right, guys. Final words.
Love you guys. Love everyone out there.
Ain't no lie, likewise.
This has been great.
Ain't no lie.
Grace and peace to you. That's all we have for tonight, and we are out. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Ain't no lie.
Black. I'm gonna. It's gotta be like seriously close.
Ain't no lie. Ain't no lie.